All right, here we go.
Hey, hi
Hello,
everyone.
Maree. Hello, everybody on the chat. We were requested to do emergency tarot show, so we said. Luckily, Maree had the time, so yep, so we could do it.
You're
And
lucky I couldn't get into my usual underwater exercise class. Otherwise, it would have been midnight your time before we could do it.
oh wow, well,
Perfect.
lucky us, lucky us. So, Maree, I don't know if you know, but the fun of the year has started. This year, astrologically, we were going to have a lot of, we were going to have the water and fire signs in the house. And wow, what a start, right? So I don't know if you know or if they're putting it on the news over there that California, the LA is pretty much on fire. Um, and and it's devastating, and it looks a lot like the Hawaii fire. I don't want to say the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
because you know why. So so yeah, there's lots to talk about, but the first thing we want to do is look and see if this is nefarious.
For sure. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
have a look at it. But it's interesting because remember in Australia about 5 years ago, we had a similar scenario and it went right through from up north of the Gold Coast where I live, all the way down through Sydney, down to Victoria. We're talking like 2,000 kilometres. So what's that? About 1,400 miles. And what the firefighters were saying is they've never seen anything like it. They said that the trees were exploding from the inside out. They've never seen that. They said that it would bypass some things and then completely melt like metal. It's unheard of what was going on. And interestingly enough, our prime minister at the time decided to go on holidays to Hawaii. And I did see, because I don't follow the mainstream media, but I've got my channels, and they were saying that the governor's on holidays. Isn't it interesting how that happens? When there's
Yeah,
a
it's
huge
also
national
obvious,
disaster.
you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
also obvious, so obvious.
it is. And the other thing that people were saying as well is because of the lines in the sky that we get that drop stuff, that made everything more flammable because over the years it's built up in the forests and wherever these fires were going. And here in Australia, they were saying that they were actually making a path where they had wanted to put the particular cities with the train all the way through. And a lot of people donated to the Red Cross, and that
Ah,
money
ah,
never seen, never seen. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I
Whatever you
know.
do, everybody, whoever hears this, please do not donate to the Red Cross. They are evil. So please don't donate to them.
Correct. So
Really,
yes, look,
any of those major charities, don't do
yeah.
it. Don't do it.
So yeah, so look again. This feels very reminiscent of what we went through. We were getting smoke on the Gold Coast from probably 900 miles away in Sydney. That's how bad the winds were as well. It was really windy. Never seen anything like it. So yeah, I do know what it's like with what's going on over there.
Yes, yes. So, people are definitely, wanting to know what's happening and
Okay, so should we just start with
good or bad. Good,
yeah,
the good
was it
guys are,
underlying? Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's just do really simple. Keep it simple. I
because I
feel
mean,
there's
even if
it's a
it's
little.
the good, if even if it's the good guys, there will be a reason, right? Because I can't imagine the type of evil that's in that city. So,
Correct.
it could go either way here, people. I mean, really.
I know, and I was tapping in a little bit earlier, and what I was getting is it's a little bit more complicated than just yes or no. There is a little bit more stuff going on behind the scene than we know about. So let's just ask first up.
Yeah.
Was this started by the ones? Oh my God. Yeah, there's something going on because my cards usually they buzz or they're hot. There's nothing going on in them. I'm just gonna see. I maybe change the question, but tune in a little bit more. Okay, the question I'm getting is this going to be in the long term for the betterment of America people there. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, we can for sure. And that's why I was saying it could be the good guys, because there is a
yes,
lot of evil there. And the only way to really get rid of all of it at the same time of all those people would be to uh, put it on fire. And what better way to light up the Hollywood sign than with the fire, you know?
I know it's pretty crazy, but okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of a kick up with the cards now. So yeah, okay. So the Five of Cups came up first. We know this is a grief card. Okay, so there's a lot of loss. No matter what's going on, there's a lot of loss and there's a lot of grief around this. There's definitely smoke and mirrors. Our magician cards come up, so there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on.
Yeah.
Originally, this is what was wanted, but not to this extent by the deep state. So what I'm feeling, and I get visions, and what I'm feeling is that a lot of the places that have gone down, they didn't want to, like their crew, they didn't want their crew stuff going down, but it has been apparently. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's being manipulated somehow. Yeah, look, it's the ending of something. That Ten of Swords has come up. So there's a reason for this. I feel it was started by the deep state, but it's been taken over, and it had to be. But there's a huge ending. That Ten of Swords to me is an absolute ending of a whole mindset, of a whole way of people thinking. So there's because there's a lot more going on as well than what we realize, I think, Elisa. Because I was reading something, there's all these things going on around the insurance companies and around, I don't know if you've read this, but that they pulled a lot of their insurance policies, like just recently before it happened. But they'd been saying, I don't know if you knew that, but they'd been saying to the governor and to the people that look after the fire prevention that they hadn't been doing enough. They hadn't been doing what they'd been asked to do by these insurance companies to prevent it. So, and apparently as well, the governor there had cut the firefighting expenditure by millions and millions and millions of dollars. So so there's a whole lot leading up to this that's gone on as well.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I did not realize. And also, yeah, I've been seeing this as well. And about the winds have been up to 100 miles an hour, like out of the blue. Like, come on. I mean, how are people not seeing that this is set up? Like,
and I just got goosebumps when I read that, when you put that up, because that's what I was saying. The same thing happened here. We don't get winds like that, not hot, dry winds in the middle of summer when it's our wet season. Like, it doesn't happen. So yeah, there's definitely there's a manipulation going on as well. I'm going to ask around that one to see if it's if that was sort of set up as well, like, originally as a setup. Well,
yes.
These are interesting cards, because I don't feel they have control of everything. Maybe now they do. Maybe this is what it's taken. But the first one up was our Four of Cups. So this is when something's being offered. So obviously this plan was known about, but it was really not wanted. But then what happened is that there was a merging. When that Two of Cups comes up, it's actually a merging of two parties or people that come together to create something, and making the best of a bad situation. So that Nine of Cups to me is the desired outcome in a way. I mean, there's so much more going on underneath the ground as well that we don't know about.
So it started then? Since you're saying that the good guys took it over, does that mean that it was started? I mean, I saw somewhere it said arson.
Yeah.
So was it started by the bad guys?
Let's have a look. Well, if you have a look at the setup of it, like the prequel to it, they weren't doing what they needed to do to have fire prevention in place. It was the opposite almost.
Right.
So let's just see. Yeah.
So then it was set up to fail. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So our Knight of Wands, he always to me is a messenger where actions have been taken that are going the wrong way. So exactly what we were just talking about then. Okay. So and then the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel this is a step in where the whole situation's being contemplated, because she's someone that will contemplate a reality and what's going on. And interestingly, the Four of Wands has come up. So again, this is a positive card. So whatever happens from here, it's going to lead to something more positive, believe it or not, from all of
Right.
this huge horror story. Yeah.
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 So, was it started? I want to know if, before the good guys got involved, was the reason um, to cover up things they didn't want found? Well, I'm going to go through different questions. I'm going to ask if it's to cover up things. Is it the shock event before the inauguration? Is it to take over land? Is it to say, oh, global warming? Like, what I want to know,
Yeah.
or try to find out the reason behind the starting of this fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Actually, Jasper wants to come in, so I'm just going to pull him in from it. I'm getting really hot crown chakra, so there's obviously something wanting to come through. So I'm just going to tune in and see. Oh my gosh, this is so fascinating. He's showing me flames in the etheric. So it was destined to happen in a way, whether it was nefarious or whatever, because that's what he's showing me is flames in the etheric. So remember, nothing can be purified unless it goes through the etheric
That
first.
came to mind. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. You say it. You say what you're going to say.
Well, I just felt like this fire was going to purify the area, is what I kind of felt.
Yeah. And again, I'm getting goosebumps. And when he showed me that, it sort of makes sense when you see it, shown like that. So it's definitely a purification, as horrible as it is. So yeah, I feel okay. So look at these cards. This is amazing. So this is our Knight of Pentacles. He's very trustworthy. He brings news or information about a situation that's happening in a reality. And then we've got the Justice card. So there's definitely something being purified for the betterment long term for people and for situations that have gone on. So it's really interesting, isn't it? Look, there's going to be a lot of soul searching because the Hermit cards come up. There's going to be a lot of questions asked. There's going to be a lot of going in deeper. And so, what's this about? And they're making it exactly as Maree's put up there, about the insurance and everything. They're making this so people can see it and they can see, look, this is what was going on. And it was very bad management or very well planned management for an outcome. So yeah, I feel it's going to be really, really showing people
Is it also that the people there, how we create our reality from how we feel collectively, and does that mean that that area of the world or that area of the US was feeling that way, like it was on fire, like the satanic cult thing was just, I don't know, something having to do with them creating it energetically.
Yeah. Okay, that one wants to come out. Yeah, you got it. Look at that. We've got the World card, which is where something new is being created, literally. And then we've got the Ace of Wands, which is a yes to me. So there's definitely an aspect of that. And if there was a lot of nefarious stuff going on, then that has come up to be purified as well, is what I'm getting. And especially after what Jasper showed me, it was like, oh, okay, it needed purification.
Yeah, like I feel like it's a representation of the hell that was that place of like right now we're physically seeing with our eyes what that place really was.
Correct. I know.
And
it makes me wonder as well what had been going on in places in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, especially down around like the New South Wales countryside and out of country around Melbourne, the big, one of the biggest cities in Australia, that there was a lot of stories about different things that went on there that, so
yeah, just a lot of evil stuff happening there. So it's maybe a physical representation of it, of what it is.
I really think you're onto that something there, Elisa. And it's interesting because oh gosh, what was I going to say? It just made sense then when you were talking about that physical representation. But look at the year, look at the number of our year. It's 2025, which is a 9, which is finishing, completion, and really bringing through new. What does fire do? Everything can grow new. In Australia, we have these particular trees and bushes that, unless the fire actually burns them, the new seeds can't be opened and have new trees. So I guess that's one way to look at it as well when we're looking at the numerology of the year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So a question I had is, I don't know if you remember, like a year ago, 2 years ago, there were these messages like, get out of the big cities, and it
mhm.
said it had like a number of cities, and there were the main cities. I wonder if this is why, because they're coming. Those cities are literally gonna either burn or water, right? So fire and water. So either burn or have some type of major water event.
Or
Uh,
weather event, whether it's snow, whatever. Yeah.
yeah, like North Carolina, that was a huge water event that was manipulated as well.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so can we ask
Yeah.
the cards if this is related to that cryptic post that was put out that people needed to get out of those cities?
Weren't there 17 cities? Wasn't that
Yes.
the number? Because we know what that number relates to, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I wrote down 17, but I wasn't sure if I was remembering that right.
that's what I remember it as, was 17. That's why it clicked. And I went, that's interesting. But if I'm wrong, great. Oh, here we go. Look at this. 7 of Cups is chaos. So FFs, I'm not going to say the word, but FFs as well in there from what I'm seeing. And things will definitely come out for the
FFs
transition
or
of
RFs?
FFs, false,
Oh, I was
false.
thinking RED, red,
Oh,
red, not false.
oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah. But
Okay.
FFs from,
Okay.
yeah. And look at this card. So we've got our death card, which is transition. So there's going to be some big changes. I always say to people, never panic, never go into fear. Simply trust your knowing, your discernment, and you'll be fine. I always say that. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
like it when
agree.
people
I
do
mean,
fear
just
mongering.
trust that if you have to get out of that city, if you are in a major city, just trust that something will come up that you have to leave, or just trust
Correct.
that you will be taken care of. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the Two of Pentacles. And to me, this is always when more questions need to be asked so things can change, because and also it can be a no card. So look, some places might be affected and others not. It depends. It's
right.
still a mystery. We've got our famous Four of Swords. So
Yeah.
there's still a lot that's hidden that hasn't come out into or come out to plain sight yet. So interesting. Yeah. So that I would say that I think if you're going to have FFs, then you would probably do them in the bigger places.
Right. Right.
Mm,
Yeah, because that's probably where most evil is happening, right? There's kids are easier to snag from the street,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Okay, does this have anything to do with the shock event that's supposed to happen before the inauguration?
Interesting. Okay. No, but I think it is there to have to create some confusion, because the Five of Swords to me is about the mental plane, and it's about, like, people getting confused and asking questions, because then the Temperance card came up. Now remember, the Temperance card it's an emotional card, but it's also about change that's going to happen, but be patient. So I don't feel this is the big event. If there's a big event at
Okay.
all, I don't feel this is it. It's all still being worked on. Like, a lot of it's probably been done. I'm going to check that. Yeah, a lot of it's been done, because we've got a Hierophant card. Now, to me, that's someone that is in control or in charge of a lot of different things. So I feel a lot of this stuff has already been done, and then it's just a matter of showing it for public to see. But
Yeah.
no, this is not from those cards. This is not that event.
Okay. All right. And a question that I saw, the Getty Museum I saw a picture of the fire right underneath the museum.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was thinking like it could be either the good guys are trying to burn it because it has bad stuff in it, or number two, it could be the bad guys trying to burn it so they don't find things out that were there.
Well, it's interesting because I remember listening to a podcast a long time ago, and it was a young girl that had talked about her experience there and how they had, what's the word? They had like magical doors that people didn't even know were there, and they would take people through them and into the underground areas. So I've heard some stuff about that museum that is not brilliant. So let's just
Okay.
see. Yeah. So let's just see if it was done. Is this a part of the purification? Yeah, not done. Yeah, done. Just happening. Is it just a part of the fire, and it's happened because of this purification aspect that we've
Yeah.
sort of talked about? Yeah, I'd say the high priestess. So to me, there's mystery in behind there, just what we were talking about. Okay, that one's hot. So it was. I feel it's actually doing. It wasn't just to hide what was there. It was to clear it, because that Nine of Cups to me is always around a desired outcome that's happened emotionally. So I feel it was almost altruistic. It was almost meant to happen. It was almost like it was going to happen no matter what. So yeah, look at that Chariot. So this is when things come into balance, then there can be movement forward. So a lot of stuff I think is going to change after these burnouts. A lot of things it's going to make it almost easier to bring forward more truth and more, so people get more understanding about what we've been living with and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that museum had to go, is what the cards were telling me. It didn't matter for what reason, it just had to go on a purification level.
Okay.
Do you know
Okay.
how much damage, Tracy, was done to it? Yeah, have you? I didn't see much about that, so I just remember the podcast I'd heard years ago.
So Nell wanted to know if the people had died underneath the museum in the tunnels.
Okay, let's just have a look and see what our cards tell us. Okay, so when we have our Page of Cups comes up, this is something emotionally that's it's small and there's wisdom in it. So I don't feel that there was a lot that would by the fires anyway, because because when we get our Nine of Swords, this is about not having to worry about something. So I feel whatever's gone on has already gone on. Like they've got out whoever they could get out that could survive. That sort of thing. I really feel that that's happened. Again, we've got our High Priestess. Yeah, there's a lot of mystery, but it's already happened, is what I'm feeling. So whatever was going on under there, it's been cleaned out. This is the purification of it all.
Yeah,
So
but I think she was asking if actually people did get killed underneath there.
I'd say so, because that Nine of
Yeah.
Wands came up. So it
Yeah.
was pretty tragic, like
Oh
really
boy.
tough, really hard. So absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting very strong yes with that. Let me just, that one or that one, they both want to come up. Interesting. Wow, because we've got a Lover's card now. So just remember, everything happens, everything happens for its own reasoning. So these two working together, and then the Empress. So I'd say there's going to be, she creates beautiful, new, good. So I feel that, like I said, there's going to be a really positive shift from this, So it's a little bit like, do you remember the in Paris, the what's it called? The tower there with the bell on it. I've been there a couple of times, and that burnt down. And they'd just taken the gargoyles down to be cleaned or something the night before, so that we're protecting it, which I just found incredibly interesting. And that bell was meant to be the ring of hope for faith for everybody. But what was going on underneath, and this is again, it's a similar thing to that museum. It's what was going on underneath. It was purified, and then it's all been put back together new. And who went over there? when they were replacing the bell and putting everything back into place. It was Mr. T.
Oh,
So when you look at everything as a bigger picture, you
yeah,
start to see a pattern emerging.
right. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. All right. I really didn't have any other questions, I mean, that come to mind or that I had, written down.
No,
Um,
that's all right. But
yeah.
like, just interesting, just looking at the chat there. Yeah, I agree with all of you with what you're saying and about what goes on underneath. And I think it's even worse than we could begin to imagine. So, in a way,
Yeah.
the purification is necessary. On that etheric level, as Jasper was showing me, it's like clearing something energetically and etherically as well as the physical.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
the other thing I did want to talk about is the fact that um, are we going to see more of this type of catastrophic events again related to water and fire in
Okay.
this year?
Yeah, well, the earth she's certainly shaking things up as well, isn't it? Even just from on a natural scale, she's shaking things up. But it's our creation. It's all
It's
of
our,
our
at the end of the day, all of it is our
all of
creation.
it is our creation. Yeah, the emperor. So yeah, I would say yes, because to me that's a very powerful card, in control, but still, things usually happen when you've got the emperor card. But it's, again, it's how we choose to look at it. Yeah, just as I was saying that, how do we choose to look at it? So are we seeing it as, well, this is a positive because it's cleansing, it's purifying, it's actually allowing the new to come in? So that Ace of Wands to me is yes, use our abilities to create, to bring through the new, to see the positive in it all as well. So, and the Chariot, because once again, when you've got more balance, we can move forward. That's what
Yeah.
the Chariot card always means to me. So to me, it's just something that had to happen in a
Yeah.
way. And as much as it is horrific for people, remember, at some level, we've all chosen, created to experience whatever it is we're going through.
Oh, I know what the other question was. So as you know, there's a huge, huge, huge cold blast happening right now.
Mm,
Even us, some parts of North Florida might get snow.
wow.
So yeah, so it's this event that's affecting everybody. And my heart goes out to the people in North Carolina that are intense. I can't even imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so many people, and I'm seeing so much like the news of the fire, but there was not that many news about North Carolina, and I don't understand it. Um, but nonetheless, the question centers around this cold front. What is it? I want the cards to tell me something because I know it's
Okay.
manipulated.
Okay. Let's have a look. So first of all, we'll ask, is it a natural
Yeah.
phenomena? Yeah.
Hmm. And that meaning that created by the earth, not by humans.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's natural no matter what, right? It's
It's just enhanced and
right.
amplified
Yeah.
by some particular little humans. Wow. The Tower cards come up. So this is a massive, because I asked, is this natural? So it is a bit of a change from what's normal, but because of the Eight of Wands, to me, it's saying, look, it's fast, it's furious. And it is something I'm going to just see now. I'm going to ask the question now for the confirmation card. Was this enhanced by man? So there could be, because of that Four of Swords, there could be something secret going on, but it was a potential anyway, naturally, but there could be something going on that has enhanced it. Those two cards to me, I don't feel it's going to last for a long time because that Wheel of Fortune's come up, which means things can move on fairly quickly.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely a front, what they call a front. That means it
right.
comes in and then it goes. But um yeah, but so you're feeling it was Sorry, I might have been spaced out thinking of
Yeah,
stuff.
no, that's okay. No, there was some manipulation, but it was a potential that could have happened anyway. But there was some enhancement because of that Four of Swords. So the
Okay,
Tower card, it was like it's not something that's normal. It's definitely created
right.
a change. It's fast, and then it'll go through. So
So
it's
can the
not something.
cards tell us why?
Okay. Oh God, Jazz is yelling at me. All right, come on. He wants to come in on this one. Okay, so Jasper, can you give us some insight? He's showing me it's almost like this beautiful dark blue energy, and to me I always see that as the blue body, so it's almost like clearing something through again, yeah, on through the etheric to allow for, oh, it's almost like this new piece to come in. It's really interesting what he's actually showing me. So it is again doing something on a consciousness level, on an etheric level.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of I
a lot of
wish we
clearing
could,
and shifting.
yeah, I wish we could understand more how the weather actually is energetically doing something. Like I never thought that the weather was connected to us
Of course it is.
energetically. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but you remember what's the weather made up of? You've got your sylphs, which are your air spirits. You've got your undines, which are your water spirits. You know, you've got your dryads and your gnomes, which are the earth spirits. And then you've got your salamander, which is your fire spirit. And we are, all of that is within us, and we are connected to them. So, so of course, you know, that consciousness, I mean, I know I can connect in with them and I can see things change in the air or in the clouds or in whatever when I connect in with them. And the water definitely have such a beautiful connection. Of course, we're connected to all of them. And what do we have within us? You know, we've got the air we breathe. We've got the water. We're mostly water plasma, whatever you want to call it. You know, what's the fire? The fire is our kundalini. It's our spirit as well. So when you look at it like that, and we're earth, we are in a way we're from this earth. We're of this earth, not from this earth. So we are made
Yeah.
of the carbon going into crystalline. So yeah,
Yeah.
we are so connected into the elements.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, well, I think that's it. I don't have anything else. Just for everybody to be aware that there could be more of these coming up because there's a lot of cleaning up that needs to be done. And I think understanding why it's happening when it, I think it makes it a little bit more palatable,
Yeah.
and so just keeping in mind the people that are affected and sending them love. Again, it's a life contract. They
Yeah.
all chose to go through that. So, um, you know, but also sending a lot of love and compassion as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, that holds so much more power than the fear and worry that a lot of people go into. It's like just hold a space of love and light and, you know, just you picture rain, you know, imagine it's already happened. Whatever it is that needs to be done,
Yeah.
you know, will be done. But definitely, yeah, hold a space for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
All right. Well, Maree, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and do the show. And I'm glad we did. I feel a little
Yeah.
bit better about the whole thing. So,
Yeah, no, that's great. And
yeah.
yeah, no, good questions, Elisa, and everyone on the chat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep,
it's,
absolutely. So, everybody, take care. We love you. And thank you for being here. And we'll see you on Monday. And don't forget Marie's dream show on Sunday.
yay, I'll see you then.
All right. Bye bye, everybody.